Hello everybody and welcome to Keyboard Skills Pro. My name's Tom and it's a huge pleasure to have your company here today. We've had a request from one of my patrons, and with thanks to this video we need to say thank you to Eddie Wilding on patron.com for saying, Tom, could you give us a tour of the registrations that you might use on a theatre or cinema organ? Well, as you know, when I do my live streams, if I'm doing a theatre organ style thing, particularly at the moment while we're in the middle of this dreadful pandemic, this is kind of the closest thing we're going to get to playing a real cinema organ in terms of the sort of flexibility and control. And I use a program called Houtwerk. It's plugged into an organ in my studio, and I thought I'd show you, for starters, how we might go around actually showing the registrations first of all, but also how we might use them in some song examples. But I thought I'll give you a guided tour. This is the Paramount Organ Works. This is a 3-manual 10-rank virtual organ, and I like this one because it just gives a nice mix of settings and choices. It's not too big an organ, it's not too small, and it's just a nice little pack which I use for my theatre organ students and tuition videos and things. So over here we've got 15 general registrations, and that's what we're going to focus on in this particular video. So once again, thanks to Eddie for bringing this up, and I know a lot of folks who watch my live streams when we do a virtual organ concert, they're often saying, can you leave this screen on and not this screen? Well, the folks who don't know anything about organs or just like listening to them, they prefer seeing the screen with the keys going down, but for this video we will be looking at the tab screen. So let's start off with my preset number 1. This is a very gentle registration, and these are the sort of things I might set up if I was doing a concert. I did a concert back in March this year, 2020, just before lockdown happened. Lovely Compton organ here in the UK, which belongs to the Cinema Organ Society, one of the UK's longest standing theatre organ preservation groups, and they have lots of organs that they own and look after and present some wonderful concerts, so check out the COS website. So I played this lovely Compton organ, 3 manuals. I think it had 12 ranks maybe, but beautiful sound. And these are some of the settings I would take with in my head. These are tried and tested, and they're very useful as general registrations. So the first one, we've got soft 8-foots on the pedals and an 8-foot flute on the accompaniment look. So that works, because you see, in a small organ, you're probably only going to have one tibia. And one tibia is going to be a main tibia, a sort of a solo tibia. So it's very big if you put it on the accompaniment look. It sounds nice, but it will swamp the melody. So if you're doing the accompaniment and you've only got one tibia, I would use the 8-foot flute, because with the trems on, it's going to sound like a little tibia. There we go. Look, 8-foot tibia on the grate. And then on the top keyboard, I've got a tibia with an 8-foot vox. So you can hear that's a lovely balance between the 3 manuals. Let's just go back to the console screen again. Or if I was doing a ballad. So you see how that works? A very simple registration there, but using the 8-foot flute on the accompaniment. Here's my next registration. We're adding a 16-foot on the pedals. Look, here are some strings. We're bringing in the violins, the gambas in this case, in this theatre organ. 8-foot flute, but also a chrysoglot. That's the little felt-hammered thing in the organ. And isn't that a lovely sound? And here's a registration I use a lot for ballads. It's what I call the 3/8. It's like playing cards, 3/8. Tuba, diapason and tibia, all at 8 foot, or a style D wood, it's a trumpet, something like that. A nice round, soft reed at the diapason. Here's the tibia. And that's brilliant for ballads. And then on the solo, we've got an 8 and a 2 foot tibia, sort of a hollow sound. So the tibia is big enough to cut through the strings. So that's a really nice registration. I like that for ballads and things. This is a must-have for me. This is called my shimmering sound, or my ethereal sound. And this is the strings all across the organ, the strings and the voxes. So look, we've got big string here on the bass, look, and the big flute on the pedal. We've got the strings, we've got the vox, the chrysogot, all across here, look, plus the octave coupler. And that will give a cracking sound. Listen to this. Oh, that is shimmer. And on the top keyboard, I mean, you won't get a 1 foot, you probably get a 2 foot tibia. But again, look, low reeds, diapason, nice sort of. There you go, look, strings. You wouldn't think that a 16 foot and a string and a vox would, but I'm actually playing chords, look, in the it's not growly, works really well, look. Beautiful sound, I love that for ballads. It's very effective as a change. Lovely setting. My fourth one is a big tibia on the great, 8 and 4 sub and octave couplers. If you haven't got the octave couplers, you should have, but if you haven't, just do a 16 up to 2, 16, 8, 4 and 2. And again, look on the great, look, we've got the what I call the four musketeers, 2 strings, the string, the celeste, the flute, the vox. Again, use that chrysoglot to add a little bit of a soft piano percussive sort of tone. But listen to this on the great, look. Then on the solo I've got the 8s, the 4s, with a 2 and 2/3. There's a bit of bite. So you see, what you're probably noticing is that the way I think of the registrations on a theatre organ is that it's like having 3 or 4 musicians. And I always take a bit of stuff from classical organ teaching where it's basically about having 3 lines. We have the great, the solo, the pedal, and if you play your Bach and all those sort of things, it's about 1 line, 2nd line, 3rd line, all weaving together. Now, the accompaniment and the pedal, they're your band. So as you play a piece, there's the singer, solo. That's the band filling in. So I always like to have an alternative on the solo. I use the solo manual for what it is. It's It's a place to do punches, fills, or take the melody line in alternative. Now let's go to number 5. So we're going to build now. Look, now we're bringing in the 16-foot tibia for the first time. Again, not those strings, but this that's the earlier registration, the number 3, the shimmering one. But 16 and 4-foot tibia to give that big, fat, hollow tibia sound. Look I put the octave on the accompaniment. I've lost the chrysoglot now. But again, we're starting to bring in some nice settings here on the pedals. Look, you can add a bit more on the 16s if you wanted. This is a lovely one. Big fat tibia, but coloured by the strings. And again, the solo, we've got the 8 foots there with an oboe. Again, the oboe adds a bit of a... So if I do... And then the next one. Great. Now you see, a lot of the time, I don't use the octave coupler in a registration because it's there to enhance. So you can always add it, look. And then you get another registration. So that was so effective, isn't it? Just keep the octave out. You can add it. That's the most important thing. Number 6, lose the tibia. I'm going to use the 16-foot diapason. Look, I've got some things here. This gives me a nice sort of an edgy bottom. And again, not bringing the clarinet out. I'm mostly sticking to 8s at these registrations. And again, oh, this is a nice registration. This is number 6 on mine. So this is again like my kind of, I call this my tenor registration. This is my singer. Okay, it's got a lovely, I don't know, what should we do? And what I'm playing, look, I'm playing down in the tenor. Imagine Dean Martin. Listen to this. And listen to this from middle A. This is lovely. This is the glockenspiel and the chrysoglot on their own, no other stops, with the sub-octave and the octave coupler. It almost reminds me of, what's the piece? You know, those old Victorian large music box kind of things. And that's a lovely one, because again, look how I'm using the solo, look. If I was doing I could go. You know, you can put little decorative things in like that. Number 7, I'm building now. Got a little chrysoglot on the grate there for some reason. Oh well, there you go. But you can see now I'm starting to build an ensemble now. Look, 16s, 8s, 4s. Again, using the oboe there. Look, a bit more on the pedal, more on the. So I'm starting to build now a little more of an ensemble. And getting a bit higher, look, 2-foot diapason on the 15th. So that's the diapason 15th. We've got the nice soft reeds, nothing too heavy. You leave that horn out, that's too bright. So yeah, you know, nice fat pedal. So we're just starting to build it now. The accompaniment quite light there though, and I'm brightening it with the octave coupler. Actually, I remember why I added that crystal there. Now it adds a nice sound. Number 8. Again, look, we're now building more. Okay, lost the tibia here, but 4s, 2s. Because leave the tibia out, you've still got more to add. A big tibia, because even if it's a single tibia, it's going to be at least standard scale. It might even be large scale. It's going to be fat and big, so you want to leave it out until the last possible minute. Don't put everything in the shop window at once. Now here, look, this is number 8 in my generals. I'm now bringing in bright reeds on the top. So I've got the horn, look. There's an English horn in this, or it might be a French trumpet or something. But something noisy, the tuba, the oboe, really add it, maybe a quinura, you know, really start that. So here, look, the solo is different to the great. So I've again set it up. So I go. So nice settings there from number 8. Now 9 builds on top of that. We're now bringing in most of the ranks. Here's the tibia now. Look. So I've gone 16 all the way up to 2. I don't tend to put the diapason in a lot of my big ensembles because I never think it blends too well. But again, look, most of the 8s, the tibia this time, because we've got a big enough registration that it can swallow up the tibia on the accompaniment. Full pedal, look, little 8-foot reed. But look, we've still got stuff to add. We could add the accompaniment to the pedal. We've got the octave on here. Look, I haven't got the octave here. Look, this is what happens. So I've got an extra thing together and a very nice big reed, bright reeds with the sub-octave and the Glock. So that's number 9. And that one I would use for the, you know, the big Broadway numbers. Hope I don't get a mark. However that goes. Coffee's wearing off. Number 10, similar registration, look, but it adds a few more stops, the diapasons, the octave, and this is my big ending. So I have one stop at the end, big ending with the great couplers on, look, on the pedals. But don't forget, at any time I could always knock off my trems. Turn the trems off the end, gets a big sound. I mean, I always quite like to start with a big setting, but start with the trems off. then you can just tap the button again. Drop to number 9. So you see how that goes. And then if I've got a few of course this is having the luxury of general registrations, which a lot of theatre organs have, a lot of theatre organs don't have. So sometimes you're just playing on pistons, you see, but we'll go through those maybe in another video. Number 11. Sort of a Blackpool-y-esque sound. Look, very few 16s, 8s up to 2s, the octave coupler, look. And on the top here, look, this, well, I will use the word garish. I'm not a huge fan of this kind of sound, but it has its place in the theatre organ business. This Blackpool-esque sound, look, okay, what would we play for something like this? The jumpy around stuff, which, as I say, is fun, has its place. Number 12. Oh, that's fun. So now a bit of a novelty piece here. I've got some tambourines. Sort of percussion on the... See how I did that? Look, the solo, look, the xylophone, the harp, the marimba. If you're lucky enough to have a marimba harp, wouldn't really get those in tenor rank organs. Octaves, you know, so it's trying to make sure that it's interesting. I always also have a church organ set up because that's nice to flick to for accents. So you could go... And then I can go switch to another one. I go to number 15. Because if you take the trems off, the same registration can be very effective. So there we go. That's my sort of 15 or so, which make a nice sort of sound. You know, and I like to have a couple number two. You know, just for a fun sort of piece. But I tend to have 10, from 1 to 10, building up in a nice registration. That follows the same pattern as these early Wurlitzer things of PP. You know, that was the idea, those 5. If they've been set up properly by the organ's owner, you should find a very nice set of registrations in there. And then 1 to 5, or however many there is, we'll continue with some extras for that division. But I'll show you what I've got in the other divisions on another video. But I hope that's been enjoyable, everybody, and thanks once again to Eddie Wilding for suggesting that. Eddie's one of my patrons, so if you enjoy my channel and like to support the continuation of these kind of videos, just visit patron.com, and it's a place where you can support my YouTube channel. It starts from $1 a month, which is about, I don't know, about 60 UK pence, 80 euros, something like that. And you get access to all the videos that are on the YouTube channel, but lots of bonus videos that aren't available on the YouTube channel. For $5 a month, you can get silver, and that gets you access to PDFs and sheets, and so on and so forth. And for the folks who have gold and platinum, they can actually suggest videos, as Eddie has done here. So I'm pleased to bring this for Eddie, and thanks so much to him, and also to everybody for watching the channel. Now, if you are interested in seeing some screenshots, I've actually put all my 10 or 15 settings in a screenshot PDF, and you can get that if you're on silver level or above here on Patreon. So sign up and you can download that bonus PDF. Do hit subscribe, folks, hit the bell, and wherever you are in the world, thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, stay safe, stay well, and keep enjoying the music. We're going to have some more videos from my patrons that have been suggested by them as the weeks go by, as well as lots of fun live streams, Tuesday 2-minute tips, piano tutorials, hints and tips galore. And in the meantime, do check out my website, tomhorton.co.uk, because there is a superb theatre organ CD on there called Strike Up the Band that features a lovely 2-manual 10-rank organ. And there's some great songs on there, George Gershwin, Disney, songs of the shows, some novelty numbers. That's a great album. And you might also like to check out Theatre Organ Originals Volume 1, my new theatre organ book, which is going to be on sale in autumn 2020. Brand new music composed by me for the theatre organ. So you can get more information on the website, tomhorton.co.uk. Take care of yourselves, folks, and I will see you soon here on YouTube. Take care. Bye-bye.